for this song, I want it to be about like the actual phrase, like sink or swim, like in a like cool way, like however y'all want to twist that, like lyrically or whatever, to make
it back to sink or swim.
Exactly, like you know what I'm saying. I want it to be like, you know, like it's whatever it is that we doing in life, it is sink or swim, especially as entrepreneurs, as singers and songwriters and artists. Whatever it is, we have to sink or swim. We don't have like a choice. If we gonna make this happen, it's one way or the other. So like that's kind of what I want this track to be about.
Swim, ain't got no other option. Got to sink or swim. Like action. You got to dig right in your soul. Don't need permission, take control. You got the power, don't you know, baby? It's time to start the show. Let's move and go to work, so find the groove and know the work.
My name is London Elixir. I am a music producer. I've always been into music for real. I remember being in like elementary school, always being intrigued by the choir and like the instruments. I was salty because I didn't get to play violin in elementary school and some people did, but I played clarinet in 6th grade band. That was my first instrument. And then I started taking piano lessons. So that was in like middle school, all through high school. So I've always really been into music.
Jazz and I met, or London Elixir and I met through an educational program called Recording Connection. How passionate and how disciplined she was, and honestly, she was a star pupil in the studio. It's really, really hard to describe the drive that she brought to the studio.
I was trying to find ways to actually put my skills into action. So Joey told me about this event called Bars Meets Beats that was going on in Columbus, Ohio. And it was basically like, you know, producers could come play beats and artists could come spit bars or perform. And it was just like, you know, like getting the community together. So I started going to those events and I was playing beats and I was meeting people and like I started selling a few beats, leases and stuff like that. And it was super fun. But after 6 months of that, I was like, I need some more. Like at this rate, I'm not selling enough beats. I'm not learning enough. I'm not, you know, making enough clients. I'll never be able to quit my job. I got to go somewhere where like there's a higher demand for what I want to do. So as much as I love my hometown, my family is still there. I love Ohio State. It was just like, I have to go where, you know, I have to give myself a better opportunity to reach my goals.
We gon' put in work, clocking overtime, always on our grind, in a state of mind. We gon' put in work.
I had a friend here who, she did music in Columbus, but she actually had moved to Atlanta. And I was like, oh, like, I want to come to one of your shows. So she invited me to a show. That was the first event I went to. It was on Edgewood. And it was like some sort of showcase. And I showed up on time, because I'm punctual, but Atlanta is not a punctual place. So rookie mistake, learned my lesson quick. Nothing was set up. The event had not started. And I was just sitting there by myself. My friend wasn't even there. So I was just sitting there and I seen a group of other people who were there for the same event. And I just walked outside because I was like, man, I'm by myself. I don't know anybody. But I was like, I walked outside to hype myself up. Like, okay, you got to talk to people. You're not here to like, this is what you came for. You got to talk to people. So they walked outside and I was like, hey, y'all do music? And they're like, well, he does. We're here to support him and da-da-da-da. And I just became friends with them. I followed them all on Instagram and he had a lot of shows. So I started going to his shows to support him. I would meet people at his shows, start going to their stuff to support them. It was like a snowball effect. Everywhere I went, I would meet people, I would follow them, and then I'd see what they had going on. I'd try to support them. And that was pretty much how I started meeting people. I was at every event.
I met London at a beat battle. Me and all the other male producers thought she was somebody's girlfriend and wanted her to get out of the way. And she beat about 95% of us. Not me, but she beat the rest of them.
So I met London Elixir a couple years ago at an Earth Girl camp that was run by Molly Hunter at Tree Sound Studios.
I met London Elixir through a very good friend of mine, Mogul Mall.
I met London Elixir, I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago, roughly, at the A3C event. We were outside in line, and I actually asked her to hold a place for another artist friend of mine as well. And from that moment, yeah, we've just been rocking since.
I think we might have met at an album release party for another artist, and then I just kept seeing her like everywhere I went for like 2 months straight, it seemed like.
I found out about Sync at one of the many events that I was going to when I first moved to Atlanta. It was the Opportunity Knocks panel, and Ian Burke put it on. It was at Icon Studios, and I had never even thought about that, heard about that, I was always just thinking I need to get placements with artists. So I remember finding out about it and them saying there's a lot of money in that side of, doing music. And I thought about it, but I never really like got deep into it at that time. But I always, had it in the back of my mind. The year that I quit my job, I also found my sound as a music producer. And that was the year I released my project, Listen to Me. It features I Don't Give a Funk, What You Want to Do, and Best Day Ever. It's just a short 3-track EP. But I remember doing these songs with TV and film in mind because they were not really radio tracks. They were just like, I know my sound, I feel bright, I feel happy, I want my music to reflect that. And these songs really don't fit in, radio as much as they would fit in TV and film. So that's what brought Sync back to the front of my mind. So the pros of Listen to Me was that I was finally making music that felt like me. Up until that point, I was making music that I thought other people wanted me to make, especially with being in Atlanta now. I was trying to make trap beats and, just embody a sound that I thought other people wanted to hear from me, as opposed to a sound that I just wanted to do for myself. So the pros was like I was finally like in charge, as a producer, selecting artists, putting them on my beats, things like that. But the con was how much money I invested into that project, not to see it back, just to be completely honest. As an independent artist, producer, entrepreneur, whatever you want to call it, it's like if you choose music, you will be putting a lot of money into it, especially if you aren't, able to do a lot of the stuff yourself. So luckily I didn't have to pay for production, but at that time I was paying for engineering. Even though I could engineer, I wanted somebody else to have their ears on it. So like I'm paying for studio time and engineers and things like that and mixing and mastering. But I don't regret spending that money, but I remember doing that project at the end of it, releasing it, being happy, loving it. But I'm like thousands and thousands of dollars in and not even seeing thousands and thousands of dollars back. It's just kind of like, you got to think of a better way to do this. So I decided at that moment, like the next time I release a project, I'ma know how I'm making my money back before I spend it. And again, that's kind of where Sync came in.
Working with London Elixir is awesome. She's dope and talented, that's the underlying, but she's also reliable. She's always grinding, she's always being creative, thinking of new things to go chase, and she makes it happen. If she says she's gonna do it, she's gonna get it done, and that's excellent to be able to work alongside a creative that operates that way. So it's dope.
Working with London is just a lot of fun. I don't know, there's not really a lot of pressure, and it just kind of seems like we're just down to like serve the idea of whatever that's supposed to be, so it doesn't have to fit like necessarily into a certain box unless we're like writing to a brief or something, which that's a little bit different, but it's just fun. I don't know.
How is it working with London Elixir? Well, it's fast, so you gotta learn to listen fast, and I'm old, so I listen slow. Everything's at the speed of light. She's awesome. She's the greatest personality I think I've met in years, but everything's very fast. It's very fast, so you got to be expedient when you're working with her. So just know that.
Working on What You Want to Do with London was very, very fun. She had us all come to Delicia's house for a sleepover. It was like a sleepover type of video, and it was extremely fun. I love the vibes, I love the people that were involved in it, and it was just great energy. Every time I'm around London and any time we're on set or doing music together, it's just full of fun energy and just great vibes. So.
One thing I enjoy about working with London is the professionalism. You don't, as everybody is on their own grinds, on the independent, trying to get into mainstream wherever it is, you deal with a lot of different forms of work ethics, and London's work ethic has always been admirable. And I've always appreciated not just like her energy, but also her skill set, her tenacity, her being on point with everything. I never feel like I'm out of the loop when working with her. She always knows what she wants and will say it without like sugarcoating it, and I appreciate that kind of energy. Like London doesn't have she doesn't step into the room and like scream, I'm that bitch. She just has that I'm that bitch energy when working with her, and I love that.
Sinking feeling when I got this sinking feeling.
Whew, sync was not easy for me to get into. So at the time I first started trying to get into sync, I remember trying to get into libraries and catalogs, because I know that sometimes is where people go and pull music from for their projects, right? So I used to be excited. Oh, my music got accepted into this library. My music got accepted into this library. And they were non-exclusive, so I was placing my eggs in a lot of baskets. But about 2-3 years of that, I had not received a single placement. I'm talking, I had music everywhere in all types of libraries. And that's when I was like, you know, I got to figure out a different approach, because this ain't doing what I needed to do. I need some sync placements. So I was like, you know, I need to switch up my approach. So I decided to start researching and directly reaching out to music supervisors from shows that I liked, or, you know, movies that I had seen, and trying to make an actual connection with them through social media. And that's actually how I started getting placements.
London, being the workhorse that she is, found another opportunity and placed all of us for the first time on an HBO Max show called The Hype.
Our placement with the Weekend Vibe got on The Hype, HBO Max. Big Migos fan. That's the number one reason I loved it, just to see Offset with our music in the background. Loved it. And I love to see all the other creatives just doing what they do, how we do what we do.
My first sync placement was with a show on HBO Max called The Hype. It featured Offset, Cardi B, A$AP Ferg. It was just a lot of, it was like star-studded. So I was super excited about it. I remember I had reached out to Paul Stewart, music supervisor in LA, and we jumped on a phone call, and he was like, yeah, I got some stuff coming up. Shoot me some music, and, you know, me and my partner look it over. I've never done this before. So then the show comes out, and he had told me it was going to be on episode 3. And I didn't do like, people was like, you should do a watch party and did it. I was like, no, I want to see it for myself first and make sure that it's on the show, because I don't know. I don't know why in my mind, I was just like, it might not be there. So the show drops, the first 3 episodes drop, and mine is on episode 3. I skipped the first 2 and went straight to the 3rd episode, and I'm watching. It's about 15 minutes in. I still ain't heard my song. I'm starting to panic, like, dang, man. And then about 15 minutes, 45 seconds, I hear switch up the attitude. Nice girl, nice girl. I was like, oh, we in here. I started jumping on the couch. I'm dancing. I'm like, yes, we in here. So I was super excited. And that's when I posted about it and started telling everybody. So yeah, that was my first placement. And then from there, it just started going up.
Most recently, me and London worked on a song called Work that got placed on Candy and the Gang. So, you know, the list goes on. Work was a lot of fun. You know, we really was going for like a strip club vibe. So it's kind of cool that it got played on something that wasn't related to that. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And I tapped into a different zone than what I normally do.
Working on the Juju project with London, it was very, how do I put? No, it was exciting off the rip, but more importantly, it just showed me work ethic and how things to get done. And so basically, she don't play. She gave me a pretty much a 72-hour deadline while she was out of town kicking it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, I have this opportunity. Here it is. Can you get it done? And so, yeah, I mean, that was an amazing time.
Lights, camera, action, got to sing or swim, ain't got no other option.
I realized like on one song alone, I've made more money than I will spend on my album. So it makes sense for me to put out an album now, because, you know, I'm on the other side now. I'm not like putting money in, hoping to get it back. I'm already making money. And of course, whatever I put in, I still want to get back and see more, but I'm not dependent on streams or merch sales. I'm trying to get it back in sync placements. So that's what inspired me to go ahead and put an album together. I was already working, I've been creating, I've been submitting for sync placements. So I have all of these songs, and it's like, I might as well put out a little compilation album of songs. And lo and behold, now we have Sink or Swim. Basically, the motivation for the record lyrically is gonna be kind of like, I'm thinking like click, but not like ain't nobody fucking with my click, like as the lyrics. More like, you see us, you know what's up. Like, I picture it in movies like when the whole team is like walking in somewhere and you already know what's going on. Like y'all see us, y'all know. It's almost like BMF, like if the whole, you know what I'm saying, crew walked in, or like Ghost and Tommy somewhere in slow motion going somewhere, you already know what's up. Like that's like the energy that I want this to embody. So like,
We taking over. Give us the glory. Hands up. We want the glory. We taking over. Give us the glory. Hands up. We want the glory.
London, AV, Nolan, mogul, beats, vocals, equal global, came from local, taking over, game over, winning team, living dreams, 3 kings, 1 queen, give us glory in the story, case closed, we rose, we blossom, ownership, we boss and flow sick, no cost.
Tell me who wants smoke with the gang? We can set it up, rack it up, talking better, back it up, say you want bet, but your bank ain't adding up, round my cloud might choke from the nebula. You don't want smoke with the gang? Ain't no way. Try tomorrow, but it ain't gonna change. From the bottom, but I made my lane, trying to win the title, I gotta pay to play.
The price is up, yeah, we know our worth, been planting seeds, time to reap the earth. Harvest season, yeah, we feasting, making meals, the whole team is eating, getting bread by the low to success, so now we toast. Glorious, victorious, go to state of mind, we warriors.
Where's the glory?
Hands up.
We taking over. Hands up. We want the glory.
We taking over. Hands up.
We want the glory.
We taking over. Hands up. We taking over.
Told him I'm the best, I had to prove it. Brother said to give it to him.
So, welcome to the Sink or Swim album release party. London Elixir. London Elixir.
I'm so looking forward to the reception of the Sink or Swim project. I'm excited, and I trust that it's going to be like received very well. I'll be in front of the camera, hello, and behind the camera, so that's going to be super dope to be able to contribute in different ways. But I know even the creatives that I haven't met yet that are a part of it, if London put us together, it's going to be exceptional. So I'm excited for us just expanding our brands. I know there's so many things that are going to come out of it that I haven't even thought of yet, so it's going to be dope.
I'm most excited to see how London grows as a producer, as an artist, just in general, engineer, everything. Just it's one thing to grow up with somebody and like do all these things with them and see them, but then it's another thing to see them in their element and like really thriving in that and pursuing something that they're extremely passionate about. Just seeing how London continues to be persistent and passionate about what she does, and she doesn't let anything like knock her off her track. It's humbling to be able to witness.
What I'm looking forward to with the Sink or Swim project, everything, like I believe that this will be nominated film. I believe that every record on there will be placed. I believe that this document will be like forever changing lives of everyone who's a part of the project. And so I believe that's the most important thing, is London being a trendsetter, a person who's a go-getter. So just for me, being a part of it is more than, like, I'm honored. Let's just put it like that. I'm honored. So yeah, this sky's the limit. This is it.
With the Sink or Swim project, I really look forward to just doing dope things with the people that I'm cool with. Making money is always at the forefront, but this is how you build our relationships, and we build memories out of these. Just making more core memories out of our dreams. You know, we're still dreaming, so I'm more excited about accomplishing yet another dream.
With my involvement with the Sink or Swim project, I mean, I just always look forward to working with London. We have a good workflow. We already understand the business, so I know anything that we do is gonna go. You know what I mean? So I'm just excited to see where everything lands.
So what I am most excited about being involved in this project is being a part of London Elixir's legendary history, and knowing that this is the first, and being in a couple years, I got to see, I didn't see her from the start of producing, but at least seeing her at, levels, and to see her rise and getting to be a part of it, I'm very much so honored to, honestly, just honored to be a part. And I'm super excited to see where this project goes, how the next one's gonna go, because I know this is just a launching pad to where she really wants to go.
So what am I most excited about working on this project is just once again, I'm happy to work with London. She's a lot of fun. The songs were fun. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen with those songs and where they can go, and just keep like looking towards the future.
It feels amazing to be a part of this project. It's so it's such a blessing. The payoff for me comes from like this behind the scenes and working and just like meeting everyone on the album and coming together with all different styles of music. That's where the true payoff is. Of course, it's going to get picked up. It's going to go crazy. This is such good music. But at the end of the day, for me, it all comes from like just working and getting the songs there in the first place. That's where the fun is. That's what I'm going to remember the most about this. So blessed to be a part of it. London, you're crazy. Like, you're ridiculous, and it kills me. I'm so happy I met you. It's so many blessings.
It feels great to be a part of such an awesome project. The collaboration was there, the magic was there. I hope you guys are just as excited as we are to release it to you guys, and we got more to come.
It's a wonderful journey to watch her really chase her dreams and them actually come true. Middle school was when I really realized that she was like musically inclined, like the piano lessons. She had piano lessons.
I kind of already knew, like when we was younger, I knew she had it in her, so that's it.
I mean, her blessings were beyond her age. Her blessings were adult blessings. She was still in high school, so I'm like, I had to change my schedule to chaperone things that she had cracking. I'm like, okay, I gotta keep up. Okay, God, where'd that come from? And one of the janitors at her high school was schooling her on what to get and what to buy, and then he produced her first song. It was an anthem. So when she did, it was an anthem for her high school because she was a baller chick. I don't know if y'all, know that she was a baller chick, but she was doing her thing. And so it was all about her team, her high school team. They were state champions, and she did an anthem for the high school. Like, that was her very first song. And like, to this day, she's out here making anthems for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm not surprised. So everything that happens is for a reason, and I just pray that I'm alive to see all of her dreams come true.
Most documentaries show people after they've already made it, whatever made it means, whether that's the Grammys or, all these accolades, and once they've been in the studio with Beyonce, which is coming. Let's just speak that into existence. I'm gonna be in the studio with Beyonce, okay? And if not Beyonce, Chloe, because, that's baby Beyonce. But yes, most people show, most documentaries are showing people after they made it. And for me, I just feel like I'm doing something special right now. I've had some success in sync, but I feel like there's more to come. And everybody that I'm working with, I love. They're all on rises of their own. I just want to get the story. Let's start telling a story sooner. You know what I'm saying? I'm just really excited to see how this unfolds. The bottom line is, if everything in life is sink or swim anyway, you might as well redefine sync to be SYNC.
Succeed or succeed.
We want the glory, hands up, give us the glory, we taking over. We want the glory, hands up, give us the glory, we taking over.
I love how you're like taking your hat off every time you ask a question, like you really just thought of the question. Like we haven't been planning these questions. He's in character. I'm sorry. Maul the director. Maul the director. Oh, I love it. It's keeping it natural for me. Okay, my bad. All right, hold up. I'm ready. All right, we can keep it.
So I washed them a few times. You know what I'm saying? I washed them a few times. Throw it in a little hot water so they'll shrink instead of the cold water. You know what I'm saying? Then I go do like 3 or 4 push-ups before I put the shirt on. You know what I'm saying? Then once I put the shirt on, I do an extra 6 push-ups, and then then there you go. Then you have it. That was crazy.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the documentary. It's going to be fantastic and amazing. I bought this right here at Walmart, and I got this one on sale, buy one, get one free. So I got that too on Nate. I can't curse, can I? I ain't gonna curse. I'm not gonna curse. It's hot as
Who wants smoke with the gang?
We can set it up, rack it up, talking better back it up. Say you want bad, but your bank ain't adding up. Round my cloud might choke from the nebula. You don't smoke with the